I think we seeded the trays around the 15th of March. I think we put them on the water on the 22nd and 23rd of March. And today is April the 11th. And as you can see, most plants have 4 leaves. There are some differences. Each one of these bays in the greenhouse has a different variety. And some varieties seem to germinate a little quicker than others. There's a tray right there, and I had some trouble with the seeder malfunctioning, and I knew we would be able to find which tray that was.
Right.
But you can see how there's multiple seeds in one cell, and then some cells don't have one. Now I could probably take a pocket knife and move those tiny plants over to a vacant cell.
Now you've got some moss buildup too. Is that pretty typical, or is it just?
It's different every year, but it seems like the weather this year has been cold and wet, and it seems to be more prevalent this year than last. As the weather turns warmer and drier, that problem will subside.
Well, you got the right kind of boots on, mister. I like those boots. You gotta have the right tools to get the job done correctly, right? At Young Tobacco Farms. That's what I reckon. I like that hat too.
I had a measuring cup down here, and it got full of water and it froze and it busted. And when I put the fertilizer in, I just kind of winged it. Apparently I got it a little heavy. Another phenomenon you may have noticed, you see this plant right here? You see how the root has coiled up on top of the surface?
Yeah.
That's called a spiral root. And I noticed several spiral roots in this variety here in particular.
Yeah.
There is not a good chance that that plant will be a plant that we actually plant in the field.
Yeah.
He just won't be big enough. That root will eventually go down, and that plant will eventually start to grow, but he's going to be so far behind his peers that when we take the trays to the field, he's going to be a little runt. Hot. I had 146. 125 is what my goal is. So we'll stick a water hose in there to dilute that down a little bit.
What exactly we measuring right here, right now?
The fertilizer that we put in that water is water soluble, and it conducts electricity. So this meter has a couple of electrodes, and you test your water before you put any fertilizer in it, and then you test after, and it's the differential that tells you how much fertilizer you have in there. This water tested 0.54 before I put any in, and that test was 1.46. So I've got almost 1.0 millisiemens per centimeter, and that is 175 parts per million nitrogen. We want to keep it around 100 to 125. So I'll add a little water and dilute that down. It's not really a big deal right now, but as these plants progress, we don't want to push them too hard and get them ready too soon.